Flacco throws, caught. Can he get into the end zone? And it is a touchdown for Jerome Ford. Just inside the 7-yard line. Through the middle, into the end zone. Kareem Hunt. Play action, fires, picked off at the 30-yard line. Ronnie Hickman. All the way. Touchdown.
Alright guys, so the matchup is set. The Cleveland Browns are headed to Houston to face the Texans on Saturday at 4:30. And I can already tell that this is going to be a wild game. And honestly, CJ Stroud has been on fire and he is not who I wanted to face. But I think this defense is prepared for anyone, and in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the keys to the game and everything you need to know about this team as we head into January football. So starting off with the injuries, the Browns are actually starting to get healthier at the right time. Obviously, they lost a ridiculous amount of guys throughout the season, but I'm just talking about the guys who had minor injuries. Like, it was great to see Okoronkwo play a full game against Cincinnati. And to me, the biggest thing is that Dustin Hopkins is starting to get healthy, but it sucks he probably won't play in Houston because he is nearly perfect this year and is the best kicker this city has seen since Phil Dawson. And it's still crazy to me how before the season, this team was still in the Cade York situation, and out of nowhere we brought him in, and by week 15 he was set to break Jim Brown's franchise scoring record. It's just been that kind of season for him, and to me, he's the difference between winning and losing a playoff game. It just seems like he has it in him to make clutch kicks, and this upcoming wildcard game is of course going to be played indoors at NRG Stadium, so there will be no outside factors in the special teams game. Now moving on to CJ Stroud. Obviously he didn't play in the game the last time Cleveland faced this team, but even if he did, I don't think much would have changed because Flacco absolutely torched their defense, and the Browns defense basically had a near shutout performance. Most of the points scored were in garbage time prevent. But anyways, I just feel like CJ is too young and inexperienced, but he is one of the hottest players in the league right now. He's gonna win Rookie of the Year, and it's definitely gonna be a great back and forth game. But I think the Browns will settle in and pull through in the second half like they have done all season. The thing to me that the Browns need to control from the jump is the running game, because the offensive line is back to being somewhat healthy, and Jerome Ford and Kareem Hunt have showed all season that they can control a game when asked to do so. And because of how much fire Stroud is playing with right now, if the Browns can shrink the game by running the ball and mixing in play action, and the defense can get a few big stops, then they're going to be in great position to win. And even though it sucks that this is a road game, because the Browns had a division winning type of record, at least they get to play in a controlled environment, which I guess could be seen as both a good and bad thing, but you get my point. And Browns fans are nuts, so you already know that over a third of the stadium will be rooting for Cleveland, so it's not like a full away game. Anyways, the next unit to me that is going to be huge in this game is the wide receiving core, and I'm not just talking about the obvious guys in Amari Cooper and David Njoku at tight end, but I feel like there's going to be a big opportunity for Elijah Moore, Cedric Tillman, Goodwin, Bell, and all those guys, because Houston definitely remembers how bad Amari torched them last time they played, so I'm sure the game plan will pretty much revolve around him. But it's impossible to shut down both him and Njoku at once, and with the ability that Flacco has shown to spray the ball all around the field, if Cooper is double teamed, he's going to adjust and feed Moore and tear the defense apart in the flats. I will say though, one way the Texans can win this game is if Flacco gets overly aggressive and makes a bad mistake, because for as good as the Browns defense is, they did nearly lose that Browns game without giving up any defensive points. But Flacco still needs to be fearless. The last thing we need is for somebody to play worried about making mistakes. Anyways, switching to talking more about CJ Stroud, he really has been dominant all season when he's been on the field. But the thing to me that makes me feel confident about this game is that he's 0-2 against top defenses in the league, and he really struggled against a team like the Jets, and it's clear the Browns have a way better defense than New York. Also, I think Myles Garrett is going to have a huge game, and he's overdue for a strip sack, even though he gets double teamed and held on every single play of every game. I just think the Browns really need to try to bring as much pressure as they can, because that's going to cause CJ to have to make split-second decisions, and since he's a rookie, no matter how good you are, at some point in a big moment, you are bound to make a bad mistake, and I know this defense will capitalize on it. Alright, moving on from the Houston game, if the Browns were to handle business on Saturday, then they would play the number 1 seed in the Baltimore Ravens, and this will be a super tough test for both teams. Obviously, Baltimore has the superior offense. Well, I guess it's not that obvious with the way Flacco has been playing, and the Browns have the superior defense. And the storyline of this game will be so incredible that the NFL couldn't have drew it up any better. Like, imagine the Browns knocking them out, and Flacco throws for over 300 yards and lights them up in their stadium. It would be legendary. Anyways, to stop Lamar Jackson, you have to run a ton of different schemes, and you obviously have to figure out a way to neutralize the run, which will be a lot harder to do now that he has become a precision passer. But they found a way to do it earlier in the season, and the scoreboard didn't really show how well the defense played, because Watson threw a pick 6 on the first play of the game. But yeah, the Browns have already proven that they can beat the Ravens, and they did so with a very bad first half, and Deshaun Watson played through a broken shoulder and dotted them up in the second. This team has just gone through so much adversity, and the locker room is so close together, and that's actually what makes up a Super Bowl caliber team. Everyone has each other's back. If the Browns can beat the Ravens, then they obviously will have all the confidence in the world, and I saw a possible scenario where they can end up hosting the AFC Championship game if certain teams win. And man, can you imagine the Browns playing at the Dog Pound with a chance to go to the Super Bowl? The city would literally burn down. Anyways, before I wrap up this video, I want to talk more about some of the statistics and things the Browns did this regular season that was quite impressive. So first off, since the return of Joe Flacco to the NFL, he is ranked first in passing yards, which is insane. And Amari Cooper put up season record-setting numbers in the Houston game. They've done pretty decent in the rushing department for losing Nick Chubb, and they actually are still hanging near the top of the league. And then the defense, of course, has played at a historic level, and with all the stats combined, they are the top defense in the league. I just feel like this is a team of destiny, and I cannot wait for this Houston game, because things are about to get wild. That's really all I have to say for this video. Thank you all so much if you made it to this point, and if you enjoyed and haven't yet, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe, because your support truly means everything. And also, let me know what you would like to see next. And until then, I will see you all later.